Hello everyone, Mike here with another Sage review. We are going to be talking about some indie games. These are demos and beta versions of the game, so what you see in this video may not be the final product. The first game is Dormiveglia. It is a 2D platformer that reminds me a bit of Castlevania. More for the fact that it's a 2D game and the protagonist attacks and swings on structures with the use of a whip. This is a returning game to Sage, as I remember playing this at a previous expo. It has a great art style, great music, and responsive inputs. I ran this with a keyboard and I enjoyed it, so it must be even better if I were to use it with a compatible controller. Unfortunately, it did not respond to my DualShock 4. This one is fun and it feels very polished, so I suggest you go and try it out. The second game is DreamShock. This is one of those high-speed 2D platform games that I enjoy. This game was fun and it had some elements of Mega Man. This character that you play as has quite a bit of a moveset. So they can jump, and while they're in the air, they can dash twice in any direction. Alongside that, you have an attack button that you can press in rapid succession for combos, and you can also press it in the air for some aerial attacks. My problem with this game was some of the enemies, most notably these guys with the projectile based weapons. I couldn't really get the timing down on fighting them. I feel like I was missing something when it came to the game's combat mechanics. I think this game was okay, and it also had some controller support, which is nice. I hope to see a better form of attack in the future versions of this game. The next one up is Mechanica. I think this was supposed to be an RPG. I'm not exactly sure, however, as I wasn't able to progress very far into the game. The story starts out with so much dialogue that after a while, I just didn't want to read anymore and I started skipping through it. So I've had many past experiences where I'd watch these extra long openings with all of this dialogue just for the game to be either really bad or just completely unplayable. So this game has a little bit of that, as I was just walking around with these uncomfortable controls. And after walking around the stage a little bit, I've got a prompt to enter a sewer, but I just couldn't figure out how to do so. So me personally, I just did not enjoy this one. Next is Elnaldo. This is a 2D platformer about a guy who likes to make cool music and the world loves him. But some random antagonist shows up and decides he wants to destroy Elnaldo, and the only way to do so is to fire a laser at the earth. So he does so and he breaks the earth in pieces. So now it's up to you to save the world, I guess. And it has some Sonic and Mario elements to it. I think this game was good. It says it has some controller support, but it didn't work on my end, so I just used a keyboard. I think the reason why I'm having so many of these controller problems, even though the game says it has controller support, is because I'm using a DualShock 4 because my 360 controller broke. So I actually enjoyed this one and I recommend it. Next up is Fetch the Ferret by Raul WB. I have been playing this game for a while. It's good to see it making some more progress. This update is much bigger than the previous ones, as the levels are completely different from the past entries. The speed in which you can move also appears to be increased. I was damn near spin dashing down the slopes that was in these stages. So there is also this bird companion that you can use for sharp turning and a power boost, which is really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So this has some really responsive inputs, some high speed, and some great music that may or may not get you DMCA'd. So I managed to find one stage, and it was just you just running on a straightaway and you're dodging left and right to avoid these platforms and just jump on pillars while jumping through hoops. It was quite an enjoyable experience. I thought there'd be more stages, and it probably were, but this was the only one that I could find, and it was really fun. So like always, Fetch the Ferret is always a good entry to try out at Sage, so I recommend this one. The last game is Ferral Frontier. This is another 2D action platformer. This one was so fun. I really enjoyed this one. This is one of those games that I felt like it will get an official release on Steam. I think this game also had controller support that I could not get to work. Once again, I'm blaming the DualShock 4 on this. You get to play as this fox looking character, and you will unlock abilities not long into the game, like attacking and dashing, and I think this game was probably the best of the bunch that I've played this session. I wanted to play more, but I just didn't want to, torture myself doing so on the keyboard. So I hope to see more from this one, and if I have the time, I will definitely go back and try this one for a full playthrough. So, go try all of these games out at the Sonic Amateur Games Expo. I'll provide the link in the description below. Hit the like button on this video if you want to support me, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also check out the playlist because we are reviewing all of the entries in the contest and the expo. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you later.